Welcome back, guys. Now, I'm looking around the room, and everybody in the room is pretty much in my age range, for the most part. And, you know, our generation has a phrase we like to say. That phrase is keep it real. People say it to me all the time, Dave, you got that show? But remember, brother, keep it real. Very good advice. Not always as easy as it seems. Sometimes, folks, keeping it real works against you. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to show you one of those times in a new segment when keeping it real goes wrong.
You're watching When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong. Darius James was out on a date with his girlfriend, Tanisha Bradley. Darius was almost certain the night would end with sex. But as they were leaving, confrontation reared its ugly head.
Yo, Tanisha, it was good seeing you.
Darius heard the comment and had a simple choice to make. Ignore what the man had said and take Tanisha home, or stay at the party and keep it real.
Say, man, good seeing you. Good seeing you? I don't play that shit. That's my girl, nigga. I keep it real.
What Darius didn't know is that Chris was a 10th degree black belt who started trouble just so he could practice his karate in street fighting scenarios. What ensued was one of the most spectacular ass whoopings ever witnessed in the Atlantic Northeast. Viewer discretion is advised. Darius lost 4 of his teeth, fractured his arm, spine, and pelvis. And then Tanisha got involved.
All his talk about keeping it real was getting on my last nerves. I savor that ass whooping.
Kick him in the ass.
The tag team ass whooping continued for minutes, ending when karate expert Chris left with Tanisha. That night, they had sex 3 times. As a result of his hospital bills, Darius was forced to move back in with his grandma.
This knucklehead talking about keeping it real. I'm gonna keep it real. I want his goddamn ass out of my house. I'm trying to get my swerve on too. Shit.
Darius is humiliated on a daily basis.
Granny, don't.
Well, hurry the hell up and finish yourself off, Daddy. Unlike you, I'm getting a little action tonight, you punk bitch.
He is witness to things that no man should ever have to see.
Darius, you big dummy, this ain't no show and tell. Take a walk.
Yeah, get some rubbers.
Get the big ones.
Fucking right.
From most assuredly having sex with his girl to getting beat up and moving back with his family.
Granny, don't.
Darius James showed us what can happen when keeping it real goes wrong.
I'm not trying to be grim. I'm being realistic. Black people are always using that slang expression, keeping it real.
Mm-hmm.
But black people keep things real less than anybody on the planet.
Wow.
Because we are actors. We act all day long. We're on stage profiling. First of all, pretending that we have sense and direction and purpose and a means of sustaining ourselves. That's what we act out.
Mm-hmm.
And that we have great intelligence. We act that out.
Wait a minute, you say
when none of that is the truth.
You're saying that we act out, we pretend that we have...
We pretend that we have a lot more going for us than we do, because we are trying to lie to ourselves, which is one of the worst things, if not the worst, that a person can do.
Mm-hmm.
And yet we invented the term, keeping it real. Rather than say we are weak, we are pitiful, we are almost completely helpless. You can walk into a grocery store and just see the black people going up and down the aisles, despair in their faces, looking at the prices on things, talking loud, trying to cover up our fragilities. Not having any idea of how the world is run or who's running it, except we know that we're not. But we're pretending that we are. Every black person's walking up and down the street acting like, I have a secret. I know something that the rest of you black people don't know. I'm on the inside track. Everybody shamming. Everybody putting on a false face. In the code book, I describe us as the pitiful people. That is the term that best describes us. All of us are pitiful, meaning worthy of pity. And should ask for it from the people who are not in a pitiful position, and that would be the white supremacists. And don't be ashamed to do it, because that's where we are. We have invisible chains, but they are there. We're just like we were when we were on the slave ship, collectively. And that's from here to Nigeria, to the Congo, to Morocco, to Brazil, to wherever you find black people. You find people who are worthy of pity.
You feel President Obama is included in that? He's worthy of pity?
That is the title, according to what I've written in the book, and I think it's true, based on evidence, that fits every black person on the planet. Just because you're wearing a suit and tie, sitting behind a big polished desk and have a lot of comfort, doesn't say that you're not pitiful. Compared to what? Compared to where you should be. We're subject people. We're victims of racism, regardless of who we are. If you're black, you're a victim of racism. You're subject to the white supremacists. The white supremacists are running an evil system. So when you're subject to an evil system, you're in a pitiful condition. Just on that alone. Just because you're riding around in a fancy car doesn't keep you from being in a pitiful condition. Because your mind and everything else excuse.
No problem.
Is nowhere where it should be.